Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to rbacentralpadeals.com for this month's specials. 3 Pennsylvanians are among those charged with domestic terrorism after a shootout took place in Georgia. Meanwhile, a recent report found that adoption in Pennsylvania dropped by 25% during the pandemic. One coffee shop exclusively employs those with special needs. And here's where Keystone State residents are looking to travel the most this year. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in a PA. 3 people from Pittsburgh face domestic terrorism charges after a shootout in Georgia, reports the Tribune Review. The 3, along with 4 others facing the same charges, had been part of a Defend the Forest protest at the site of a future Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. Cops had been moving through the property to clear it of protesters who claim to be against both the facility's environmental impact and the over-policing they believe it represents, on a Wednesday morning when one protester who wasn't complying with police orders shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper. Cops returned fire, fatally shooting the protester. Those arrested were granted $15,000 bond each over the state's objection on Friday. In clearing the camp, police stated they found mortar-style fireworks, multi-edged weapons, pellet rifles, gas masks, and a blowtorch. The outbreak of COVID in 2020 had a negative impact on adoption, reports the Tribune Review. Not only are many couples finding the process to be even more of a challenge thanks to what one recent adoptive parent calls agency's quote-unquote hiatus, but a study from the National Council for Adoption revealed that adoption numbers dropped nationally as a result of the pandemic. In Pennsylvania, private domestic non-step parent adoptions dropped by 25% in 2020. Adoptions from foster care, 27%. Fortunately, some agencies saw a resurgence in their adoption numbers this past summer. About a month ago, Seth & Co.'s Special Brew opened up inside of Love Blossoms Flowers and Gifts in downtown Easton, states Lehigh Valley Live. While a new coffee shop is always a lovely addition anywhere, Seth & Co. is particularly noteworthy for exclusively hiring those with special needs. Owners Desiree and John McMullen started the shop with their special needs son Seth in mind after seeing how limited employment opportunities are to those like him. Says Mr. McMullen, quote, "We started it for him, but it's to include everyone else who needs help." For more information, click on the link in the related podcast article. The urge to travel is strong with many people across the state this year, says PennLive. But where are they looking to go? Well, airportparkingreservations.com was curious about that too, so they decided to create a study which found the top 3 international and domestic destinations people in each state were looking to go to. For Pennsylvanians, the 3 most desired international spots were, in ascending order, Japan, Greece, and Italy. Domestically, again in ascending order, they were Hawaii, Florida, and Michigan. Pennsylvania was also actually the 5th overall domestic location that people from elsewhere were looking to visit, which is actually very flattering when you think about it. That wraps up today's episode. For even more news, visit PennLive.com. And also, please don't forget to give this podcast a rating and to share it around with your family and friends. Thanks ahead of time, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll be back again tomorrow for another round of Today in a PA. Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to rbacentralpadeals.com for this month's specials.